All right, welcome. Today we are in New Braunfels in my newest rental property that we're about to close on. So what I want to do today is go through and talk about this property, kind of why we decided to buy an investment property outside of Austin instead of inside of Austin. Go through and shows why we like this location in New Braunfels and why we felt that this would be a great property and kind of what those numbers look like. And then kind of show you why New Braunfels is still a fantastic spot to buy an investment property. Here we go. Okay, so here's why we decided to buy in this neighborhood. So this is Greenfield. And so this is kind of the heart of New Braunfels. Now, when we were looking, Austin was not doing, a lot of the new builds in Austin were not allowing people to buy as an investment. So since we weren't able to buy as an investment in a new build, and my wife and I like to buy potentially new construction homes or newer homes, that way there's just not as much to deal with when fixing it, right? And so when we found this neighborhood, they were allowing investors. Now, look, most builders aren't allowing investors, and we bought this. Let me tell you the price on this house. So this is a 4-bedroom, 1,900 square foot, single story, and we'll show you the layout here in a second. But all in, we were in this house for like $330, right? Which is hard to do. The median price for New Braunfels now is around like $360,000. So the price for New Braunfels has definitely gone up. And when we got this property, we found that we could get a pretty good deal on it. And when we looked at the rental rates were actually really, really good. So the numbers really made sense. The problem is that now interest rates are so high that we had to lock in like 3 months ago, and we weren't even sure we're going to be closing. Now look, the shape of this house still needs some work, but the reality is that it was still a good deal even with rates going up, because initially we were looking like mid-threes for rates for an investor, and now they're not even close to that. So why we picked New Braunfels is that this area is growing like crazy, and what we're seeing is the development the development growing. And the problem with Austin is the prices have gone up so quickly. So as an investor, it's kind of hard to get a really great property for a good price. And it makes sense. Now you're gaining equity, right? So that's why some investors look at buying in the Austin area, is because the equity part of that. With this property, we know we're gonna get good cash flow. And here's the other thing about this property, why we bought it. Actually, I'm gonna save that. One of the things that's great about this neighborhood and why we bought this neighborhood specifically is this. All right, we are right here at Green Hall. Literally down that street is the place that we're buying. Now Green Hall, this whole street, you can go jump in the river. There's river to jump in, that's what they do here. But in the middle of Green here, there's all these shops, restaurants, great stuff. Green Hall, the oldest dance hall in Texas right here. Boom, right here. That's why this place is so awesome. So that's awesome, right? So you love the fact that we are this close to Green Hall, which means that this place is gonna rent out pretty well. But the other thing that we're thinking about is, capital gains tax becomes a problem if you buy a property as an investment and never live in it. So this property is a property that a few years down the road, when my son's out of high school, we'll probably keep this property a while. We can live in it for 2 years and then not have to pay capital gains tax when we decide to sell it. So let me show you the floor plan of this and why we like single stories as our investments, because that's really important. Here we go. Okay, so if you look, we actually did like a wood laminate flooring in here, and it's actually quite nice wood laminate flooring. It's not like crazy. Sometimes when you step on these, they're like so loud, but this looks really good. I'm curious to see how they finish this. So you got a little office space up front, which I like, right up front. You walk in, and then to the right, your right is right here is where the garage entry is. Nice sized garage. Right here up front, you have the laundry room, which is nice. But what I love is you walk kind of into the kitchen. We really like these thick 3-centimeter counters. So it was really nice to do that. And then we actually did soft close drawers on all these, which I think is a huge upgrade for a lot of people. And then I really like the white subway tile, went kind of classic there. As you can tell, our appliance packages is not in yet, but that's all right. So you walk into the right, little closet here, bath. Do we have electricity yet? No. Oh, that's not too bad. So we carried the same countertops here in here, but a lower grade. So it's a 1 centimeter or 2 centimeter instead of 3. And then we carried the tile, the backsplash. We didn't upgrade this one very much, but we went kind of simple. We did do some upgrades in here. You have 1 bedroom here, 1 bedroom here. So you have 2 bedrooms up front plus an office. Granted, we're about 3 weeks away from this closing. What I like is you have kind of a dining room spot here, nice open living area here. And then these yards are gonna be a good sized yard. So let's see if you can tell. So pretty much just past that brick is where, right there, is where the fence line is gonna be. So we're gonna have a pretty good size, see there's a fence right there. It'll carry through. So this is actually gonna have a great size yard, which is nice. And then we didn't want to upgrade the carpet or anything. This is going to be a rental, so we just wanted to go pretty easy on this. Now, since we may live in this in the future, we upgraded the backsplash in the shower, and the tile in the shower, a little bit nicer. So, and then we actually upgraded the faucets and everything. So, but we carried that wood laminate floor into here, pretty much everywhere. And it wasn't that big of an upgrade to cost. I think it was maybe like $5 grand for all of it. So a lot of work still needs to be done here, but this is what we got. What do you think? So the thing that's actually been really tough about building this property is that we're faced a lot of the issues that most home buyers are running into. And that's the fact that this is a Guillen build. Overall, I've been really happy with Guillen, but the problem is still the same problem that what was supposed to be an 8-month build, actually less than 8 months, is now taking about 14, 15 months, and maybe a little bit longer than that. So what we're running into is that we're seeing that interest rates went up quite a bit. It's taken forever to build this property, but overall, my experience with Guillen has been quite nice. Like, the reps have been great to work with. The construction manager has been pretty responsive. So overall, my experience with Guillen's been pretty awesome. Also, I mean, we didn't really like say, hey, you know, we need this built really quickly. So we weren't on top of them as much as we would have if we were gonna live in the home. So that's something to consider too. Like, you're gonna run into these issues. And right now in the market, if you're looking at the market, it's getting a little bit easier as a home buyer buying new build, but it's still taking a while, right? The new builds are giving more incentives. We didn't get a whole lot of incentives for this property, but it was enough to make sense. So there you go, Jeremy at the Night Group. What do you think? Drop a comment below. We'll catch you in the next video.